Oh yeah, baby, Arizona World Heavyweight Champion back here again, and yeah, if you know me, I'm a huge fan of the original 8-bit Nintendo. I had all the games once, I don't anymore, had to pay for the hell somehow, you know? But I still respect the system. Look at this, I got this giant poster here I had as a kid when I had my original Nintendo way back in 1987, I believe it was. When I was, wee lad, I didn't have facial hair. And yeah, I didn't have to worry about stupid bills and all that shit. You got some very cutesy games here, very E-rated, you know, typical stuff that you would see from, you know, Nintendo themselves. One of the first video game companies out there to be a third-party supporter for the NES is, the company called Data East. Data East is a famous company, like look at some of their other titles, And they have a lot of, you know, famous arcade games out there, so it was a no-brainer to port some of their famous arcade hits over to original Nintendo. Nintendo was so happy about getting Data East on board. I remember in old TV commercials, they would show a whole bunch of Nintendo games and a whole bunch of kids playing the games in a space station, and then you see some new games being played, and two new games that they showed were Breakthrough and Karnov. So breaking against the grain, you know, just not showing off like Donkey Kong Jr. Math in Clue Clue Land. You have this big burly guy, he's blowing fire at a pterodactyl. You got a giant T-Rex in the distance. That is some cool cover art. But how's the game? Let's check her out. Oh yeah, baby. Let me show you what you do. So you play as this big fire breather dude. Now the controls, they take some getting used to. Karnov here, he's kind of slow. But, hey, no problem. There's an enemy in your area, just blast him with fire. Simple enough. Okay, now there's a power up here. You can't quite get it. Unless, try the ladder. And with the select button, you can use that power up now. You can jump much higher. Very handy. So much like Ghosts and Goblins, if you get hit twice, you're a goner. Look at that huge bar at the bottom there. You can use bombs, boomerangs, ladders, wings. And collect these Karnov keys here. If you collect 50 of them in a row, you get a nice one-up. It's a fun game, but the enemies can really surprise you here. Oh, bullshit! The problem is when Karnov falls, he drops like a rock. You can't direct him in mid-air. So you gotta be committed to your jumps. For an early Nintendo game, I think it's very impressive, you know? Cool graphics to it. The music here is pretty whimsical. The problem is, you better like this music because you're going to be listening to it a lot. There are 9 stages in the game. They could be pretty long, pretty brutal. But the most brutal thing is, listening to that soundtrack the whole time. It's good in the first few stages and all, but throughout 9 levels and everything. Fortunately, Karnov here, he has a good hitbox. So apparently you have to like him in the belly or something. This game here has unlimited continue, so as long as you leave that power on and if you get good enough, you can eventually beat it and get one of the worst endings in Nintendo history. So this game has kind of a controversial storyline, or at least it would have if it's actually included in the game. So originally, if you check out some prototypes and everything, and some of the Famicom pictures out there, this game was originally going to have a storyline where Karnov himself, an angel shows out of nowhere, shows him the light, and he decides, alright, I'm going to stop all this nonsense, I'm going to see if I can save the world, you know, destroy all these demons, you know, kill off the dinosaurs, and see if I can bring peace to this world and appease God and all that. But Nintendo said, the East, you see that seal quality on there? You can't have any sets, in foul language, You know, all the fun stuff. And of course, you can't have religious imagery in your games. So all that was taken out, all the storyline gone. So what did they replace it with? Nothing. Even the arcade version had somewhat of an ending, but when you finish Karnov here on the original 8-bit Nintendo, you get nothing. Despite a few problems here with Karnov with the controls, repetitive music, and disappointing ending and everything, yeah, it's still a fun action game. Everything about Karnov is, you know, pretty weird. It's your typical action game and all, but it has some unusual enemies. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, you get a lot of these enemies in the air here. Yeah, there's just so many cool things that this game has to offer. Yeah, then an enemy appears out of nowhere and kills you. Karnov here for original 8-bit Nintendo. It gets the job done. If you want a nice challenging game, yeah, you definitely get it right here. But yeah, just remember, it's an early Nintendo game for a reason. Yeah, it's going to kick your ass in a lot of spots. If you memorize those levels, you figure out how to use the power-ups in a few scenarios, the game can become a bit easier. I just wish you were fighting for more in the game because there's really no story to it. You're fighting as this big guy, this big muscle dude that can blow fire. Yeah, and when you finish the game, nothing really happens. You fight some three-headed dragon and you beat the game and that's it. It's old school arcade action, you know, if you're fans of Ghouls and Ghosts, you know, you might like this too. Yeah, just be prepared for a game that just needs a little bit more refinement to become a true classic. Karnov here for original 8-bit Nintendo, it earns a 62 out of 100. Now if you want to beat up Karnov, you could easily play Fighter's History and everything, or you'll play some bad dudes. Even though he didn't become like a big name or anything, you know, they at least tried to make him somewhat of a mascot. I don't think they did a very good job of it. Karnov didn't become like the new Super Mario or anything like that, but it's cool to see him make cameos in other games. And this game here, still kind of fun. Alright, and that's it for me. This is Airzone World Heavyweight Champion, over and out.